Good day. Today we're going to be talking about communicating with members remotely, always, and especially now during a crisis. Many credit unions have moved to a model where they're communicating more with their members through the phone, through online, through chat, as almost a primary delivery service to deal with members as members aren't able to come into the branch as frequently as they have in the past. And for many credit unions, this is a challenge. Well, rest assured, we're going to talk to you today for an hour about some strategies and some tactics that your frontline staff can use to deal with members remotely. What are the best practices? Now, this is only a 1 hour training. This is a 1 hour blocking and tackling, if you were, of dealing with this remote interaction. Typically, I do this training on site with credit unions, and it's 3 to 5 hours long, depending on the needs of the credit union. But we're going to be able to get a lot of good stuff out of today. We're going to be able to handle some common objections, as well as giving you a strategy to move forward in this new environment. And hopefully your credit union is going to learn some lessons from this current environment and understand that your members actually prefer to do business this way, you'll find. Let's just jump into it. So who am I? My name is Don Arkell. I'm a credit union consultant and trainer. I spend my time traveling around the credit union industry. This is just a place where I've been in the past 7 months, working with credit unions. I keep track of it. And I work with credit unions from $10 million in assets up to $6 billion in assets. And I work with their lending teams, senior management, as well as their contact centers on how to have these remote interactions. To give you a brief history, I started in credit unions in 1994, way back before Al Gore invented the internet. And I've been doing this for a long time in handling loan applications over the phone, as well as dealing with members through remote channels. At my credit union, I left full-time credit unions in 2015. My credit union originated 100% of their loan applications over the phone and online. You didn't even have to come into the branch. And if you came into the branch, we put you on the phone. In order to do that, we have to know how to have good conversations over the phone. And the same is true in your contact center. There's a lot of stuff at your credit union that you've been forced to do over the last several weeks. And I want to just give you some blocking and tackling. I want to give you some tactics today on dealing with this new normal. We're not sure how long it's going to be, but hopefully you're going to learn some good ways. And so let's just jump in to the training. I'm not sure if you remember the good old days or not, but certainly the good old days aren't here anymore. I have a picture on here of a travel agent, and if you see, this is what it used to be like, right? Back in the good old days, if you wanted to buy a plane ticket, for instance, you would get it one of two ways. You would either go into the airport and purchase a ticket, or you would work with a travel agent, and you could go do business with he or she when she was open. And her value in the entire transaction was access to a computer system. And you'd walk into the travel agent and say, hey, I want to book a flight from Las Vegas to New York City on Pan Am Airlines. And she'd say, oh, New York is wonderful this time of year. Let me get into my ENIAC machine over here. And she would print you out a 3-foot long ticket with a magnet strip on the back. Her value in this entire transaction was access to information, right? And then what happened in the travel business? Southwest Airlines and America West Airlines came out and said, hey, you can just call us directly. You don't have to go to a travel agent. And then Al Gore invented the internet, and nobody uses a travel agent anymore. In fact, if you do use a travel agent, it's for a very complex transaction, right? It's for a very complex niche vacation, dream vacation. But for the majority of travel, it's just booked online, right? It is this idea that you go on here and select your flights, you hit submit, and you think something's actually happening. Now, I've been in credit unions for over 25 years, And I can tell you that our job is changing and has changed significantly over that time. And the idea that people need to come in to see us to do business is really an antiquated idea. In, in fact, I'm sure you're finding today that a lot of your business is actually getting done. What I'm going to be talking to you about today is making sure we're having meaningful conversations, making sure that we're checking off the boxes, as it were, to build confidence in this entire transaction because it may be new for you. But here's the deal, right? That our job has changed as well as the world has changed. How we're interacting, how we're dealing with members has changed, and it is going to change in the future as well, right? I don't think the good old days are coming back. And your members now, right now, 75% of your members either apply for a loan online or their first point of contact for a loan application, for instance, is over the phone, right? Only 25% of your applications, if you're typical, if you're average, are members that are coming in to a branch to start an application, right? Now, they may complete it in the branch, but the majority of your members today are already using the phone and online and mobile channels. And in fact, your credit union has invested millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars in helping your members deal with you in remote manners, right? That's where you spent your last $1 million, was on helping your members not have to come in to do their business. Now, this isn't to say there's not a place for your member to come in and to say hi and visit their money, but the reality is the branch is an old delivery model, right? It's an old delivery model, and today you're seeing that your members are actually are able to transact business with you over the phone and online because you're not seeing them face to face. What I want to talk about is this change. Now, this change that has recently happened at your credit union is a bigger change for the employee than it is for the member. Your members are used to doing business over the phone. Your members are used to doing business online, right? So while this may be new for you, for an employee, your members are currently doing business like this all over the place. And I will tell you that becoming great at these interactions is going to be important for the long-term health of your credit union. So the good old days are gone, right? You're not going to travel agents anymore. I've got a 20-year-old son, and when he graduated from high school, I'm not recommending he take a career as a travel agent. So when we talk about what must happen on every call, what I'm talking about is there's 5 things that have to happen on every single call in order for me to consider it a success. Now, this is also true for an online interaction. This is also true for a chat, right? But here are the 5 concepts that have to happen on every single call. You've got to make a connection with the member. You've got to own the issue. You have to build confidence. And this piece is so important today, right? There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. And as a financial institution, right, we need to be able to engender confidence with our members. We're going to be here. We've got your back. We can take care of it, right? I know this is different than what you've done it in the past, member, with us, if you've never done something with us online or over the phone. But I want to let you know is that we completely understand this, right? And we've got all the security in place. In fact, let me show you how easy it's going to be.